Hello everyone and welcome to the COD Zombies Retrospective series, the series in which we look back at every COD Zombies map's lore, story, development and much more. And today don't forget to serve your Apothicon overlords as we'll be taking a trip into the jazzy Morgue City in Shadows of Evil.
Only through me, the Shadow Man, will you find your redemption.
For me personally, Shadows of Evil is a very special map indeed. This is my favourite Call of Duty Zombies map of all time. The music, the story, the art direction, the map flow, the fluidity and the gameplay are the best in my opinion in the entire series. But Shadows of Evil didn't always used to be this way. At launch on November 6th, 2015, Shadows of Evil was met with a mixed reception at launch. Whilst praised for its artistic direction and characters, but then criticised for its overcomplicated pack-a-punch quest, gameplay features, and non-traditional features such as Beast Mode and the Apothicons, Shadows of Evil was hated by many in the casual audience. This was until a patch that went live in early 2016 that changed core features of the map that made Shadows of Evil become the beloved masterpiece it's seen as now. Some of these changes included lowering door prices around the map, allowing all players to hold gate worms for the pack-a-punch quest, fixing bugs and glitches, allowing the Margwa to open multiple heads at once, making killing it very less annoying because back in the day the Margwa would only open one head and it would just be really annoying to kill. And many more changes. These changes all culminated in Shadows of Evil being more player friendly and easier to grasp for casual players alike, whilst also retaining a lot of the complex features for the veteran audience. At its core, Shadows of Evil was Treyarch's magnum opus. Shadows of Evil to this date was the Zombies map that had the most development time on it, an extra year than most due to Sledgehammer being added to the rotation of Call of Duty developers, culminating in a 3-year dev cycle instead of only 2 seen in the past games. Jason Blundell, famous for past COD campaigns, Mob of the Dead and Origins, took over from Jimmy Zielinski as the mode's overall director and brought back many fan features from his past outings in Black Ops 2, whilst innovating forward heavily on the mode overall. Jason Blundell had worked on COD campaigns and he sort of brought that cinematic feel to Zombies. And due to his leadership change in Black Ops 3, he's widely considered the best iteration of the mode to this day, with no thanks to the talented team at Treyarch. Some of those developers are still working at Treyarch to this day. Shadows of Evil was also a direct response to Black Ops 2's most hated features, so Blundell added features which built upon these ideas and refined them, creating spiritual successors to things like the transit bus within Shadows of Evil and Black Ops 3. Shadows of Evil was also the big next-gen leap for Treyarch. They were transitioning from the Xbox 360 and PS3 to the PS4 and Xbox One, and with that, they weren't bound by hardware constraints. They really just went in and made this huge 1940s jazz city that is Morgue City. Shadows of Evil feels like a living and breathing, lived-in world. It feels absolutely fantastic on art direction, music, on every front. And of course, Shadows of Evil in-game is described as follows. Take to the streets of Morgue City to combat the undead, embrace the curse to uncover its mysteries. Taking place in the Chicago jazz noir-inspired Morgue City, the story of Shadows of Evil is actually a direct continuation of the events of Mob of the Dead, as well as the Origins Easter egg ending. And like Mob of the Dead and Call of the Dead, Shadows of Evil also features the return of a celebrity crew. Jeff Goldblum as Nero the Magician, Heather Graham as Jessica Rose, Neil McDonough as Jackie Vincent, Ron Perlman as Floyd Campbell the boxer, and Robert Picardo as the Shadow Man, the main antagonist of Black Ops 3 Zombies. Our story starts in the 1940s, where 4 residents of Morgue City commit acts of various murder and violence. Jessica, an inspiring actress, kills a photographer and secures the incriminating photographs to save her career. Jackie Vincent kills the snitch who could turn him over to internal affairs for being a crooked cop. Floyd Campbell kills Tony King in the fixed boxing match and cashes in on his winnings. And Nero kills his wife in a work accident in quotation marks, cashing in on her life insurance policy to square away the debts and work on becoming a great magician. Due to their misdeeds, the Apophicons claw their way into this dimension, twisting the world as seen in-game. Due to this, Nero, Jack, Floyd and Jessica are knocked unconscious at the Black Lace Burlesque Club. They wake up in a twisted version of Morgue City, shifted slightly from reality, told they can atone for their sins by the Shadow Man. All 4 are then tricked into performing various rituals around Morgue City. Jessica sacrifices her producer, Jack sacrifices his partner, Floyd sacrifices his promoter, and Nero sacrifices his lawyer. Completing the required rituals, the Apophicons are given access to the dimension of Morgue City, and the Shadow Man betrays the crew overall. Realizing they've been duped and betrayed, the 4 work with the Keepers to defeat the Shadow Man, leading to the crew trapping him within the summoning key. But before they can hand it over safely to the Keepers, Primus Richtofen arrives and steals the summoning key. Richtofen also travels to then Dimension 2210 to secure an innocent Richtofen soul. He delivers the soul to the house with Dr. Monty, and from within the summoning key, the Shadow Man states, "I'll be seeing you." His story is then continued obviously in Revelations, which we'll cover later in this series. Whilst all of this occurs, however, the setup and backstory to Shadows of Evil is fantastic. As heard in radios and ciphers, Shadows of Evil tells the rise to power of the Shadow Man, going at this point in time as the alias of Mr. Rapt, as well as a reporter researching the Shadow Man and working with Dr. Monty. Before the Easter egg ending, Richtofen arrives in Morgue City to secure the summoning key, however he's unsuccessful until later on in the Easter egg ending. He also learns that the reporter has the summoning key and confronts him face to face. The reporter waves Dr. Monty's letter at Richtofen and orders him to stay away before attacking him. Richtofen then kills the reporter in self-defense and then later on gains the summoning key. Sadly though, for our Morgue City crew, Richtofen, because he steals the summoning key, this ultimately leads to the total dimensional collapse of the dimension inhabiting Morgue City and Shadows of Evil, killing all of its survivors including our main crew. This is confirmed by a Dr. Maxis in radios found within the subway. Personally, I love Shadows of Evil's story because it sets the new lore changes and the Shadow Man as the new antagonist brilliantly. I mean, under the name of Mr. Rapt, the Shadow Man contacted allies of the Shadows of Evil crew, creating a pressure on the characters to commit various crimes for their own gains, each crime associated with a sin, allowing the Apophicons into Dimension 63 to ultimately take over. This then obviously leads into the story going into Black Ops 3, and at the time, I think a lot of people didn't think that the maps would be connected, but I think Shadows of Evil sets up the story for Black Ops 3 brilliantly. When transitioning between Call of Duty games, there's always a lot of uncertainty of what changes will be made to zombies as a mode, as well as if a lot of fan favourite features will return or not, and thankfully Shadows of Evil kept the core foundation of zombies alive, whilst also innovating a lot with loads of new gameplay features. Also bringing in fan favourite returning features from maps such as Mob of the Dead and Origins. These maps also worked on by Jason Blundell. Shadows of Evil adds in a new variant of the zombie shield, the rocket shield, which also allows you to blast through zombies in air, running them down like bowling pins. This shield can even be upgraded in a side quest, whilst also being themed after Morgue City, and you can also get rechargeable cans seen around the map. This shield is really underappreciated in my opinion. I understand it's a bit underwhelming in the damage department, but the look and feel of this shield is brilliant, and on paper it was a fantastic idea. Shadows of Evil also adds a brand new perk to the map called Widow's Wine, which is absolutely goated in my opinion and is one of the best perks of all time and has one of the best catchiest jingles. Being spider themed, it changes your grenades into web grenades which protect you, ensnaring zombies in spider webs and cobwebs, slowly killing them over time, whilst also adding a layer of protection for your character. As well as Widow's Wine, Shadows of Evil also introduced Dr. Monty's Gobblegum machines. These were machines scattered around the map similar to the mystery box, which allowed players to gain special one-time abilities from bubblegum machines across the map. These included having all of the perks at once, freezing all of time and all of the assets on the map at once, free power-up drops, points, and much more. Adding in also whimsical gobblegums which didn't really give you an advantage but just created funny changes such as ducky inflatables and anti-gravity. Gobblegums added more abilities than ever before, and being so iconic that they featured all throughout all of the maps within Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 6. Shadows of Evil also features a brand new spiritual successor to Mob of the Dead's Afterlife mode, being the Beast mode. Beast mode in Shadows of Evil is where your character uses their mark the Beast to travel around the map and, very similar to Afterlife mode, open entire areas, doors, and gain secret power-ups as well as secrets for the Easter egg. Beast mode has your character turn into a Apophicon squid, if you will, and you can use your squid form to shock zombies, shock open generators, power up things like perk machines for example, and you can also use your melee to melee crates for Easter egg parts and pack-a-punch parts such as the summoning key or crates around the map, as well as entire doors, and you can grapple to reach new areas as well as jump and generally just glitch out of the map. Beast mode is fantastic, you get free charges of it, and just like Afterlife you get a marker on your HUD to indicate if you have a charge for Beast mode. Shadows of Evil also features 3 entirely new enemies. The Margwars, which are the new main boss enemies of the map similar to the Panzer Soldat and Brutus, chasing after you with increased health and power. The Margwar actually requires all 3 heads to be shot to bring it down, making it a very unique boss. The Parasites, which are flying enemies that shoot projectiles at you and fly around the map, being very much Apophicon themed, and the Insanity Elementals, also known to the zombies community as the Meatballs, which are reskins of the RAPS multiplayer killstreak seen in Black Ops 3. The Meatballs and the Parasites also belong to their brand new special enemy round, netting you a max ammo if you can kill all of the enemies in the round, very similar to the Hellhound rounds of old. The map also features the Keepers trying to kill our characters for helping the Shadow Man acquire the ritual pieces. Upon requiring things like the pen and the belt, the Keepers will spawn out of portals and try and kill you, however they're incredibly easy to take down, so don't worry. Similar to dig spots in Origins, Shadows of Evil also features the Harvest Pod drops that require you use a fumigator to spray at them, netting you a prize or a drop. These pods grow over time, changing from yellow to red to purple pods even dropping a part for the new wonder weapon called the Apophicon Servant. The Apophicon Servant, in my opinion, is the best wonder weapon in all of Call of Duty Zombies. It involves you fisting a giant squid gun that shoots black holes similar to the Gersh devices seen in Moon and Ascension. This thing is so overpowered that it got nerfed twice, and it didn't even affect this gun that much. This thing is so OP, killing an entire round in a few bullets. It can take out entire trains in seconds. Pair this weapon with gobblegums such as alchemical antithesis and you're set for game. Shadows of Evil also replaces monkey bombs with the new Little Arnie grenade. This cute little fella in a jar can be released, causing all zombies to follow it, but what makes it better than the monkey bombs in my opinion is that it can kill the zombies it attracts. It doesn't just explode in one go, but it works over time, killing zombies over time and very quickly. Black Ops 3's Shadows of Evil also introduced trip mines instead of claymores, and another new starting pistol similar to the Mauser seen in Origins in the form of the Morgue City inspired Bloodhound, which in my opinion just is probably the worst starting pistol we've had for a while, but hey ho. Shadows of Evil also features a brand new Pack-a-Punch machine as well as a brand new Pack-a-Punch quest, involving each player completing rituals around Morgue City, themed after each character, resulting in the gateworms being in the subway, with you wall running to and dodging keepers to reveal that the Shadow Man has actually taken over this dimension, blending the story in with the gameplay. For the first time ever, Black Ops 3 also introduces specialist weapons into zombies, introducing the 4 Apothicon swords. These swords include a quest revolving around Apothicon symbols and sort of gaining power with eggs, resulting in a base sword that can shock zombies with lightning and can be used to kill zombies rapidly in a short amount of time. The swords also have an upgrade quest which changes the colour from blue to red and makes them more powerful, gaining the ability to have a smaller sword that you can use in mid-air that also follows you around dealing damage. These swords are awesome and in my opinion are one of the best specialist weapons we have in zombies, and it also is a pretty easy quest to do, making it very necessary for the map. And inspired from Transit in Black Ops 2, Shadows of Evil introduces new transportation methods via the tram, allowing you to choose which district you go to, travelling over the top of the map. By the way, Jason Blundell did confirm in an interview the tram was a direct response to how the community reacted to the transit bus. They wanted a transport system that allowed you to actually choose where you were going and it would be less annoying overall. And speaking of this, we also get the dimensional portals linking you to the hub room in the subway near Pack-a-Punch. Each portal also links to one of the main 3 districts, allowing travel around the map really easy and quick. Shadows of Evil also features a brand new HUD, menu inventory UI, as well as a jazzy noir 1920s soundtrack that blends into the gameplay perfectly. Chain traps were also introduced which kill zombies with Apothicon chains, as well as the brand new Civil Protector, who is an AI companion that follows you around the map, killing zombies with you, very similar to Klaus in Mauer der Toten. The Civil Protector is also modelled as a Morgue City version and a police version of the Origins robots from Black Ops 2, was a very nice reference and a very neat little Easter egg. Okay, so speaking of Easter eggs, Shadows of Evil's main quest Easter egg involves the crew acquiring the swords, Apothicon servants, Little Arnies, and all of the parts around the map to get revenge on the Shadow Man for tricking them into completing rituals around the map to allow him and his Apothicon buddies access to their dimension. Steps of the main Easter egg include defending a flag, shocking ghost rails, all culminating in a boss fight with the Shadow Man himself, which all results in Richtofen acquiring the summoning key, going right into the events of Black Ops 3's The Giant. Shadows of Evil also contains loads of little side Easter eggs, such as one where you can turn all of the trip mines into donut-filled trip mines, a Margwa head quest where you can acquire a Margwa mask, which was the first mask quest seen in Black Ops 3 that then carried over into things like Gorod Krovi and Revelations. A Little Arnie upgrade Easter egg quest which not only upgrades him but also shows a small cutscene of him dancing with a hat and cane. a free Gobblegum quest involving Widow's Wine grenades into 4 lion heads, and much more. There are so many side Easter eggs, and unfortunately I can't include them all in this video as it would just make this video way too long. Shadows of Evil also contains the poster from the Escape from the Tomb movie from Mob of the Dead's Golden Sport quest, which makes a return in this map. Escape from the Tomb is also one of the shows that appears in the theatre within the map. At the start of a game, you can actually instantly skip rounds to things like round 5, round 10, 15 and so on to gain 1,000, 4,000 and 11,000 points respectively. To do so, all players must stand around and shoot the Shadow Man in the head, who can be seen in glowing spots around the map. Along with the giant, the map also introduces for the first time conversations between the main crew and characters while they stand close to one another when a round passes. This is such a cool feature because the characters will actually talk to each other about the story and events going on in the map. Ciphers and radios can be found, as well as scraps of paper scattered around the map, similar to Mob of the Dead and Origins. When the paper is formed, it shows various drawings and notes from Dr. Edward Richtofen for coordinates leading to different locations which are visited in future Zombies maps in DLC. Shadows of Evil also features another jump scare, again similar to Mob of the Dead and Origins, featuring a zombified Richtofen. During 2 separate interviews, Jason Blundell, at the time Zombies director, also hinted at an impossible Easter egg which was teased to potentially take 10 years or more to actually find the answer to. Well, this has now been confirmed and solved to be these scraps of paper found within the giant around the map that form a hypercube with a KN inside it. For the longest time, the Zombies community believed this Easter egg to be something else much bigger, or maybe even the secret Pack-a-Punch quest for the Apothicon servant. However, sadly, it was just this Easter egg. The map also again carried on the tradition of bringing in brand new Easter egg songs. A new song titled Snakeskin Boots can be activated at 3 little wooden radios scattered around the map, which is the first ever jazz Easter egg song added within Zombies. An instrumental version of Snakeskin Boots can also be activated by holding the button whilst aiming at any of the radios twice, followed by single interactions with the other 2 radios. Another song titled Cold Hard Cash can be activated by collecting 3 parts of a microphone scattered around the map, interacting with the microphone at the stage of the Black Lace Burlesque in the Footlight District. And of course, apart from appearing in Black Ops 3, Shadows of Evil also appears in Black Ops 4's Blackout mode with the boxing gym from the Waterfront District, which is where you actually go to do the ritual. That area also appears in Blackout as a playable area in the Battle Royale map. Other than this, Shadows of Evil hasn't appeared again. However, Shadows of Evil, some of the assets including cars, lamps, crates, as well as the actual zombie models do appear in Revelations as a nice little callback to Shadows of Evil, as well as the map being referenced in the lore in radios in that map. And welcome back to Trivia Time, the segment where we look back at some fun facts about Shadows of Evil. Did you know, Shadows of Evil had a completely different HUD and UI at launch in November 2015. This was changed as a part of the big patch in early 2016, alongside other big gameplay changes. This was also to change the Cthulhu-inspired art direction UI pop-ups of the map due to certain out-of-gaming politics outside of the game itself, associated with H.P. Lovecraft, the creator of the Lovecraftian lore and Cthulhu itself, as well as to reunify some of the rest of the Black Ops 3 maps. You see, originally the pop-ups for max ammo, double points, etc. would all pop up with their specific animation for Shadows of Evil. However, this was then later changed with the exact same one that's in the Giant, Der Eisendrache and so on. Did you know, Shadows of Evil also features musical jingle changes for all of the perks on the map, including all of the perks that were previously in zombies such as Mule Kick, Juggernaut, Quick Revive, etc. They all have brand new jingles themed around Morgue City and Jazz Noir. Did you know, the Apothicon servant at one point could actually be pack-punched within Shadows of Evil? In the game files, people found out that it could be papped, buffing its base damage drop-off and ammo, but sadly, this was never actually implemented into the map Shadows of Evil, but was then later implemented as a feature in Revelations, which was a nice little callback to the fact that it was originally technically in Shadows of Evil, and you could even have a bug and a glitch where you go up to the pack-punch machine, quickly swap your weapons, and it would actually accidentally pap the Apothicon servant. However, this was later patched in Black Ops 3, and like I said, it just never came back until Revelations. Did you know the Apothicon servant also changes its unique name in the Apothicon language depending on which character is currently holding it, which all of the names are on screen now, as well as the translations into English if you want to check out their meanings. This also then carried over into Revelations, with each of the premise characters having different names for the Apothicon servant. Did you know, Shadows of Evil also contains references to Mob of the Dead and Origins. A reference to Sal DeLuca is actually on this map via a washing tag Easter egg near spawn, as well as all of the other mobsters being referenced via character quotes inside of the map. As well as this, the Mob of the Dead plane can actually be seen in all Black Ops 3 maps, included in things like The Giant, Der Eisendrache, as well as Shadows of Evil itself. You can actually see the plane right after you pack a punch. If you then quickly go outside and look up, you'll see the plane quickly flying over Morgue City. Another fun little Easter egg to Mob of the Dead is a poster and showing at the theatre in the Footlight District can be seen showing the movie Escape from the Tomb, which actually exists as a poster inside of both Mob of the Dead and Blood of the Dead as part of the Golden Sport quest. Also, a non-Mob of the Dead Easter egg is that the theatre actually shows November 6th on it, which is of course the release date of Black Ops 3. And if you look around the map near the teleporters and the portals and other various areas around the map, you can actually see reused assets from Origins, including the scraps of paper and outline of the map and different drawings and scribbles from Dr. Edward Richtofen and Dr. Maxis. And did you know Shadows of Evil featured a real-life roller coaster ride in America which featured zombie actors, real Shadows of Evil zombie props like actual props, and the Shadow Man talking to the guests who were about to ride the roller coaster. This took place in 2015 and 2016 at Six Flags Magic Mountain with Shadows of Evil, the ride. This was so cool, and I personally wish I could have ridden on this, as it's just such a surreal thing to have a zombies map as a roller coaster, and it was a nice little tie-in and marketing, and I hope that Treyarch do this again someday. Okay, so next up we got growing pains. This is the section of the video where I talk about my biggest annoyances with the map and how I'd personally fix them. So first off, the Margwas were especially annoying pre-patch, as I mentioned earlier, but even on high rounds they're still pretty annoying. They're very similar to the Panzer and Brutus, but obviously the most annoying thing is the fact that you have to take down all three heads to take down a Margwa. Again, the easiest fix for this is by having multiple heads open at once, which Treyarch did eventually patch this and fix this, so I just wanted to throw that in there because that's something that I always had in the back of my mind when writing this video. But to be honest, there's not actually many issues with Shadows of Evil. Like I said, in the aforementioned patch, when that went live, that fixed pretty much a lot of issues with Shadows of Evil. I think this is the best zombies map of all time, and I still hold that opinion to this date. However, if I had to really nitpick, I'd say the biggest two issues I've got with the map are the fact that the Apothicon Servant obviously isn't being able to be pack-a-punch, but to be honest, the Apothicon Servant is that OP in the game that, in my opinion, it doesn't need to be pack-a-punched. It's just so broken. It's the most OP wonder weapon of all time, and I think that pack-a-punching it would just absolutely break the game. That's probably why it wasn't included in Shadows of Evil. So in conclusion, Shadows of Evil is my favourite map of all time, and in my opinion, it's Jason Blundell's magnum opus. See, this is what Treyarch can do when they're given 3 years of development time whilst listening to fan feedback. This map launched with annoying quests and bugs and glitches and very tedious side Easter egg steps and things like that, but with those initial 2 patches, the one that came out in December 2015 and the one that then later came out, the bigger one in 2016, Shadows of Evil has since become the best zombies map to date, boasting new lore, connecting zombies to the multiverse and obviously the past story in the ether. An absolutely mind-blowing soundtrack inspired from 1920s jazz noir, a celebrity cast and crew featuring like Jeff Goldblum, which I still can't believe they got him in Zombies, and a brand new setting of Morgue City, which feels alive and bigger in scale. This map is so special to me and helped me grow my personal love for jazz music as well as the time period. I have, a massive personal love of the 1920s, 1940s, so this map for me just hits and ticks all the boxes. Like, this map is just fantastic. The map design, the flow, the Easter egg, the Apothecary Servant, the little Arnies, they didn't have to go like all that extra step, but again, given that extra development time, Treyarch really cooked here. And that really shows going into Black Ops 3, not only with the base maps, but then the DLC maps, and then of course Zombie Chronicles. Shadows of Evil is a big part of why Black Ops 3 is the best zombies experience in my opinion. That, and we've got custom zombies as well, so who can complain there? Anyway everyone, thank you so much for watching another episode in the Zombies Retrospective series. I really apologise this one took a while to come out. I've just moved place and obviously all the stress of that. And I've been without Wi-Fi and anything for over 2 weeks now, so I've had to wait for that to finish to actually get this video out. And tell me in the comments below, what are your favourite memories of playing Shadows of Evil? Mine is probably definitely the last gen Richtofen meme, as that's just so funny. I had to include that in this video in some way, shape or form. And of course, if you want to watch more episodes in this series, I'll have a playlist at the end of this video, as well as more videos in the description below. For example, I've got videos on Transit, as well as Mob of the Dead, so go ahead and check those out. Thank you so much for watching the video today, and for more zombies videos on anything Call of Duty, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I hope you all have a fantastic day today, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.